Don't you hate it when you got a bunch of stocks on your watch list and the one that you're paying attention to the most, but for whatever reason you were watching something else or doing something else at the time, then you go back to it and it just rips. And you're just like in shock. Well, this is what U1 did to me today. Oh my gosh, I wasn't too upset, but uh, what if? All the what ifs. There's so many of them. Yeah, I was watching this in pre-market. Um, no, not even pre-market. I think it was crap. When was I start? When did I start watching this? It was sometime in the morning on the top gainers list. Um, and I remember seeing it doing this. It popped up. I don't know how many percentage points, but I was thinking, boy, if it breaks this level right here, 11. Let's see, 1166. Oh, I should get in that. Oh, I should get in that. And I know, and I just forgot about it. I just totally forgot about it. I did something else. Then when I got back to it and then I looked at it, it was all the way up here. And I'm like, well, I can't get in there. It's too high. But then it breaks that high level. And, yeah, that definitely hurts. But yeah, that's what happens. When was I watching this? I'm trying to. I thought I was watching pre-market. I don't know. I was paying attention to it for some reason in the morning. It spiked up, and maybe it was right here. I'd seen it or whatever. And it spiked up. I think it was under VWAP, and I kind of didn't stop paying attention to it. But I think I paid attention to it for a little bit. But when it looks like something's popped up and it's in a downtrend and it's going to sell off like it clearly does here, but it's still above VWAP, a lot of times you need to pay attention to them, especially if it has a low float and it's a previous runner. And if it has news out on it, I'm not even sure if it has news. It might have news. Let's see. Did it have news today? No, it didn't. Urban One extends gains after progress with Virginia casino plan. I don't know. That was June 2nd. There's been a lot of articles in the last couple months. Crap, you stop paying attention to something, and there's still a lot of time in the day, and it breaks that level. Oh my gosh, it's. See, it broke. You could have thought, if it breaks this level, it's gonna run, and it does break that level. It pulls back, a little bit, but then it breaks this level, then really runs, really rips. A lot of times when it breaks that level again, same that you were looking at, it has more follow through. But look at this. It made this high. It pulls back. Then it makes another high. It breaks out. Then it just fails. Then you're like, well, let's say you bought this breakout. You're like, oh, it's going to break out. It's going to keep going high. It just, fails. Then it's a lower high. And lower high. Then it's just, you're like, what? Guys, imagine if you're getting in short right here. You're getting in short. You're like, oh man, this makes so much sense. It's making lower. It's gone up so much. It's going to go back down. It's going to crash. It's going to go. I'm going to make so much money on this trade. It's going to keep going down. Oh no. I got to buy back the cover. Oh no. I'm down so much. it's it's that kind of stuff that really fuels these parabolic stocks. It's the all the short sellers in it. It's the it's the long bias guys too, but they're in it mainly because the shorts are covering their ass. They're getting set on fire right here. Uh, that's why I've been going long more lately than short selling, because there's just more potential. It's easier to short sell in my opinion, but the gains, I mean, you can make so much more going long, um, just because things naturally want to go up. But look at this; it just keeps going up. Oh man, I should have got in here. I mean, later in the day. Let's see what it's doing later in the day. This is pretty much it. Just it just dies. But man, it just went up so much. I shot. I should have got in on this. It's really. I mean, it's really hard to for me to get an entry on a stock when something's going straight up. But thinking about the short sellers in this, if I would have put a buy stop limit order above this area, I probably wouldn't have had to worry about slippage too much, um, because not a lot of people are probably going to do that. Um, but you see, when you do something like that, it's like a domino effect. When things stop, see all the short sellers that got in here. There's short sellers that got in here, and there's some that got in here. Let's say you got in here on this pop, and this start to drop right here. You're like, I'm not covering unless it gets above my entry or above this pop. The ones that got in on here, okay, and those are the ones that are covering right here on this little pop. So if you buy in above this area right here, it's like a domino effect of short sellers having to cover their asses. Then it just, all the short sellers are buying, then it consolidates, and all the guys that said they're not going to get stopped out until it makes it above this, like they're not going to buy to cover until it gets above this point. Or look at this candle right here. Look how much volume right here. Those are the short sellers, covering the breakout buyers too, but I think it's more the short sellers that are fueling most of these. But another one, breaks out above this. There's that candle, big volume. So if they would have held on to it, though, they would have been on fire. I mean, it'd been ridiculous. Let's look at another stocks today. There was a NOVN. Let's check that one out. I was looking at that one too. I was watching them all. I was looking for See, this one didn't look too bad, I guess. A little bit of, when I see something, I don't like to get in super early in the morning. And I think, yeah, I wasn't really, you know, I usually try to get in later in the day. I usually don't try to get in too early in the morning. I let stuff kind of play out because there's just too much chop. Um, what would have been great though is got on see this dip and rip right here. It dips. Short sellers are probably like, it's under VWAP. I'm gonna short it. Then it breaks up above this. Then they're all buying a cover. Breaks out above this level, pre-market highs. So, but yeah, I usually don't get into it that early in the morning. But what I didn't like about it, it was just too choppy. It would just, there wasn't no follow through. All these, I mean, if I want to see some smooth action. I don't want to see like let's say I seen this pop, this dip, then this break of that level. I want there to be some straight over consolidation. I don't want to see all this giant pullbacks and consolidations to God knows where. I just it gets on my nerves, I guess. The smoother the action, I don't like the chop. I like to whenever something's too choppy, it's hard to mitigate risk, and there's no clear levels to get out. Um, let's go back to the 1 minute again. If I don't understand it, I'm probably not going to get into it. I mean, you look at this, higher low from this low, but then there's a lower high right here. But then there's a higher low, and there's a higher high, but then it just drops. I mean, the only good entry I see. I mean, there's some in the morning, obviously. You have some follow through in the morning too with the whole dip and rip setups and stuff. But the only entry, let's see, what I mean, is probably like short setups, like maybe something like this. Maybe you get in right here. Then if it gets up above that, then this level, then you would buy back to cover. Then maybe try to ride it for as long as you can, I guess. Sometimes you can ride these down for most of the day, but yeah, I hate it. I hate it when it's super choppy like that, and I don't understand why the hell it's doing what it does. Let's see the float on this one. What's the float? Because it was up a lot. That's 14 million share float. Yeah, there was news on it today. But yeah, I just don't like that action. Let's look at another one. Okay, what the hell? I don't even remember seeing this one. BAOS. Oh, that. No wonder why I didn't remember seeing it. It didn't pop up till after hours or late in the market day. Someone's trying to pull some bullshit. Yeah, it's up that much on someone bought it the very end of the day and after hours. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Let's see, Prog. I remember looking at this one. I think I had that one written down as a previous runner, and I was gonna potentially get into it. Yeah, a lot of stuff was selling off during the middle of the day. I mean, it popped up until 11:30 or so. Then the things just kind of died. Then things started picking up more in the afternoon. But yeah, that was Let's look at the daily on this one. I'm just interested to see what the daily looks like. Oh, not 1 hour. Huh. All right, let's look at another one. Let's see here. Icon. No, that didn't have much action on Carvey. Let's see. Yeah, I remember this one from the past. Daily. Oh yeah, it's definitely a previous runner. Yeah, you would definitely want to keep this one on your radar. Look at this, just Just run. Look at this. See, an entry would have been kind of hard on this one because it's in a downtrend. See this downtrend right here? You're just like, it's on that massive run that it just starts, popping below VWAP, getting rejected by VWAP, selling off most of the day, selling off. Great short selling opportunities, really fantastic. Uh, but all the shorts got set on fire right here. You see, whatever if you want a big move in a stock, um, look for what's obvious not to happen. If something it looks obvious on what's going to happen next, and it doesn't happen, there's probably going to be a big move. If you're looking at this stock, and let's look at the first hour. Okay, it pops up, and it goes down. Look at these previous candles. Look at just the previous day candle. Pops up, drops, goes down the rest of the day. All those short sellers, they're gonna get greedy. They're gonna be licking their chops. They're like, pops up. Oh, it's gonna sell off all the rest of the day. We're gonna, they're counting their money that they're gonna make on it, and they're gonna get set on fire. I mean, it pops up, and they're like, oh, it's gonna drop. It's gonna, and it's not. It's makes a higher high right there, then drops, and it just sucks in those shorts, and they have to cover like right here, and it just all those shorts that have been holding are like, it's not going down anymore, time to buy. That's looks like pretty much that's what that was, and greedy breakout buyers wanting to get into it. But look how it when it breaks, previous levels, like when it breaks this level, a lot of follow through. When it breaks this level, a lot of follow through. That's what I like to see. Stocks breaking out, have follow through, then use that previous level as support. That's what I try to get into. Yeah, but this is what was going on in the stock market today. This is what I was looking at. I didn't trade any of these, but I still didn't make $63, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I go to FinViz and look up top gainers every day, and I write down all the top gainers and all the top losers for every day. I think I've done that for probably 7 or 8 months now. Every day I write down the top gainers and top losers and keep track of them all. So yeah, I may be a little OCD, I don't know. But yeah, today's June 11th. This is what I was looking at today. This is my video. Hope you like it, guys. You guys take it easy. Bye.